Last night's WNBA Finals game was absolutely rigged, and there is so much proof. What a terrible way to end this WNBA season.
Can you believe what just happened in the WNBA Finals? LeBron James called out the league over a shocking foul call. The finals ended with a bang, but not the kind anyone expected. And now even the king is questioning the WNBA. To the point where even LeBron posted on X saying, "I'm sorry, but that wasn't a foul. Let the blank players dictate the outcome of a close battle, a battle-tested game." But unfortunately, the rest didn't see it that way. What could have gotten so bad that LeBron had to speak up, you ask? Hold on tight, because we're going to show you the precise moment that has fans and celebrities alike in a frenzy. This goes beyond the single game. It might permanently alter our perception of the WNBA. Let's examine the video. This is where Breanna Stewart gets the ball. She sort of simply throws it up to the basket after turning around. Okay, let's get started on the event that has everyone talking. The score was 6-0-5-8. The game had 6 seconds remaining. It's a 2-point game again. A timeout is called by Liberty. In the WNBA Finals, we're discussing the last few seconds of regulation time. There are 2 links up. Additionally, the arena is quite tense. Do you sense it? This is where things start to go crazy. The opposing team's star player, Breanna Stewart, gets her hands on the ball. She has only a few seconds left to act. As she begins her move, all eyes are fixed on her. But hold on a minute. Let's look at the video. She travels first after receiving the ball. She also prefers to go above and beyond. Here, let's count. When she gets the ball, how many steps does she take? This will be shown in slow motion. She gets the ball here. All right. 1, 2, 3, and 4, she leaps. She jumps 1, 2, and 3 at the very least. Oh my God, if nothing else, she at least takes 4 steps. It's possible that she took 5. She stutters and hops, and she doesn't put down the ball until she's in the paint. The ball literally lands around the 3-point line, and she doesn't let it fall until she enters the paint. Therefore, no trip was requested. She's desperate to score, and Stewart has the ball. She moves forward 1 step, then 2, then 3. Wait, are there 4 steps? You're viewing it correctly. Yes, it's possible that Stewart did not dribble and only took 4 steps. Simply said, that is a journey. However, the referees aren't raising the alarm. Stewart takes the shot as the match continues. Now watch carefully for what follows. There are more pictures from this play, although they are not angled. As you can see, Alana Smith is not even touching her in this picture taken just before Stewie climbs up with the ball. She appears to be delicately tapping the ball with 2 fingers. Breanna Stewart is not being touched by her body. Breanna Stewart is not touched by her arm. Here, there was obviously no touch. Alana Smith of the Lynx is right there with Stewart as she gets to her feet. Here, we're talking about split-second action. After Stewart lets go of the ball, nothing happens. Have you noticed any communication? Since many people claim that they didn't. But you know what? The whistle sounds. There is silence throughout the arena. As they wait to see what the referee will call, everyone is holding their breath. Then it occurs. Smith is given a foul signal by the referee. Is it not unbelievable? A last-second foul call that might make all the difference. You may be asking yourself, surely they'll review this. You'd be correct, too. Everyone is on the edge of their seats as the referees gather and review the replay. You could cut it with a knife because of how thick the tension is. And they return with their choice after what seems like an eternity. The call is still in effect. Stewart has a chance to tie the game as he makes his way to the free throw line. The Lynx supporters can't believe it. The supporters of the other team are going crazy. Additionally, social media is on the verge of blowing up. You question a play and something that essentially has the ability to alter the result of what is likely the most crucial game of the WNBA season. And after witnessing the preceding travel as well as the lack of contact as she went up with the ball, you do not reverse this ruling. It's crazy. Like, for example, that referee would have been sacked before the game even ended if this had been on the NBA side. This is where it becomes even more bizarre, though. Smith wasn't in a legal guarding posture, according to the referees, who used this to defend the call. Alana Smith is therefore not a legal guard. I played basketball all my life, and for the last 11 years of my career, I've been a basketball reporter. In a legal guarding posture, that is not frequently termed. And that comment is the funniest part. If you're sitting there with your head scratched. You're certainly not alone if you're seeking to understand what that implies. The phrase isn't exactly what you hear at your neighborhood pickup game. Fans are now left wondering how the finals result may be affected by such a perplexing call. Everyone is talking about it, and even experienced gamers are confused. The king appears just when you thought the controversy could not get any more intense. Regarding this call, LeBron James, who is renowned for his basketball IQ, had some thoughts. And believe me, his remarks are more significant than you may imagine. And that's what's really bad. Fans, for example, don't want to watch a game finish due to a referee's call. You see, LeBron was watching the game while fans were still trying to understand what legal guarding stances were. Furthermore, he was prepared to speak up rather than only observe. Not just any players weighing in on this. We're discussing one of our generation's best basketball thinkers. The entire sports world pays attention when LeBron speaks. What was the King's response then? He didn't hold back, though. When LeBron moved to social media, his remarks were immediately impactful. What was going on there was as obvious as day. There was a problem. I apologize, but that wasn't a foul, LeBron James tweeted. Let the dang players decide how a hard-fought, tried-and-true game turns out. Not only did he doubt the call, he called the whole thing out. It wasn't pretty, let me tell you. Immediately, there was a stir in the basketball world. When a LeBron-level NBA star like him comments on a WNBA dispute, you can only imagine the repercussions. However, LeBron's critique was not unique. Even before he spoke, a social media tempest was building. Everyone seemed to have an opinion. Athletes were perplexed, and fans were incensed. Another NBA player, Dame Lillard, entered the conflict. The referees called this game, he said, as if they were familiar with the second half's task. What a fantastic game, I understand, but they kind of cheated for New York, as Isaiah Thomas later tweeted. LOL, the officials' rigging of this game has been more widely shared on social media than the New York Liberty's congrats. Furthermore, the WNBA does not require this storyline at all. They are unable to avoid this reality show at all. WW. That goes beyond simple criticism. That implies that the referees had a purpose. It didn't end there either. Isaiah Thomas, who is renowned for his incisive observations, tweeted, "They kind of cheated for New York, but I understand," Thomas tweeted. LOL. You may tell that things are getting serious when participants start using terms like cheated. This was no longer about a single poor decision. It was developing into a heated argument concerning the game's integrity. You may be wondering how the WNBA will react to this situation. You can't just ignore it when NBA stars are criticizing your league. After all, the WNBA is under pressure and everyone is watching to see what they do next. No, it's insane. For example, that referee would have been sacked before the game even ended if this had been on the NBA side. This is where things start to get interesting, though. LeBron's remarks caused more than simply criticism. They started a wider discussion. Fairness in sports, the NBA-WNBA relationship, and officiating standards became topics of conversation. This was no longer a single game. It has to do with basketball's future. LeBron's remarks had everyone's attention, but something even more incriminating was lurking in plain sight. Recall your arithmetic teacher's statement that numbers don't lie. These game statistics, however, are louder than any superstar's tweet and are screaming the truth. When one team has 3 times as many opportunities to shoot from the free throw line, what do you think happens? Let's discuss basketball free throw difference. It may seem like a dull idea, but believe me, it's everything but. A game can be won or lost by free throws, therefore it's concerning when one team receives much more attempts than the other. Get ready for this startling statistic. At the end of the game, the Liberty made 25 free throws while the Lynx only made 8. Those are all of you. Do you think that's possible? More than 3 times as many? That is, it's like expecting a race to be fair when one team has a huge advantage. Throughout the entire game, it was also evident that Deficit Collier was not receiving any calls. However, it goes beyond the figures. Let's dissect a few pivotal instances. Do you recall that contentious Alana Smith call? Breanna Stewart was forced to the line for vital free shots as a result. However, what about every other call or non-call that occurs during the game? Supporters and commentators were eager to identify instances in which the Lynx appeared to be treated unfairly. You may be asking yourself, okay, but does this actually alter the game that much? The experts say that it does, in fact. This kind of discrepancy can totally change the outcome of a game. According to basketball analysts who have been analyzing the data, free throw points aren't the only thing at stake. It all comes down to momentum, foul trouble, and the game's overall flow. So give the New York Liberty a shout out. They performed nicely, in my opinion. They are not to blame. They were greatly favored by the officials, but you know, that's just the way things are. What does this entail for the game's integrity then? Everyone from casual fans to ardent basketball enthusiasts is baffled by this question. Is there something else going on behind the scenes, or are we truly witnessing a fair contest if the officiating can have this much of an impact? When it comes to the WNBA, The referees always seem to be mentioned, and this is true once more. One game or even one series isn't the only thing affected by this officiating dispute. The league as a whole is being shadowed by this. When fans lose faith in the game's fairness, it's a greater issue than any one title. They are beginning to doubt every call and wonder if what they're witnessing is the complete picture. One voice stands out above the others as the argument rages. Do you recall the cool-headed, collected personality of Cheryl Reeve? You're about to witness a side of her that will leave you speechless. I witnessed a really tough and physical New York team. Because we have played the game for so long, we are aware of this. Aggressive and physical behavior may sometimes get you away with things, and they most definitely did. It's unfortunate that officiating played such a significant role in such a series. The head coach of the Minnesota Lynx, Cheryl Reeve, is not your typical coach. A WNBA legend, she is renowned for her professionalism and poise. She was a completely different person after this game, though. This is unlike any post-game interview you have ever seen, more dissatisfied than the other. Today was really disappointing, in my opinion. The regulations governing the challenge and the officials conducting the game must be modified. Imagine this, you could just sense the tension flowing from Reeve as she takes the mic. She had lost her normal composure. Rather, her comments come out sharp and piercing, and she is clearly frustrated. This is more than simply a letdown. It's unadulterated, pure rage. Then she makes the shocking revelation. And Reeve screams a foul will be the subject of every headline. Come on, will you? This trash was stolen from us, so go for it. Reeve says in an emotionally charged voice, is it not unbelievable? A well-known coach has accused the league of basically manipulating the game. She doesn't stop there, though. If you don't want to call it one way, then don't call it the other. Reeve continues, urging consistency in officiating. Maintain consistency. Isn't that what every team requests? Missing a shot clock violation when officiating, this is awful. For a title, that is, let them make the decision for both teams. For both teams, the permissible contact should be the same. It's not that difficult. It's frustrating as a result. This is when things become very serious, though. Reeve begins attacking the rules of the challenge. She insists that we must modify our challenge rules. She seems to be challenging not just this particular game, but the WNBA's entire structure. You may be asking yourself, will she get in trouble for this? And it's okay for you to ponder. Coaches that have a history of criticizing officials have been found by the WNBA. Recall how Dan Hughes, the coach of the Seattle Storm, was fined in 2019 for making similar remarks. Reeve must be aware that this could have dire repercussions. It isn't that difficult to officiate. Be consistent while someone is being held. Hold it one and don't call it the other if you don't want to. Maintain consistency. Isn't that what every team requests? Sandy requested that final game. We're discussing the same fucking issue in 3 of the series games. But that's what's so startling about this. Reeve obviously believes that speaking up against this injustice is worth jeopardizing her money and possibly her career. She seems to be challenging the league to react by drawing a line in the sand. And they may react. This type of public criticism is discouraged per WNBA policies. Fines, reprimands, and possibly even suspensions are all possibilities. The problem is that Reeve doesn't appear to give a damn. She's risking everything for what she thinks is right. The WNBA needs it. Throughout this season, the WNBA has been unable to break out from the reality show genre of television, as if it's unbeatable. They do something similar in the finals game, so they can't beat it. Okay, let's finish this up. We've witnessed everything. Crazy free throw statistics, LeBron speaking out, a contentious call, and a coach losing it on live television. There is obviously a problem with the WNBA finals. The true question, though, is this. How will this affect the league's standing? It's disappointing. Absolutely underwhelming.